My name is Alexandra, no I, and this is an audio chronicling of 40 reflections in the 40 days leading up to my 40th birthday. While I am speaking from my own perspective, I invite you to join me in reflecting, implore you to share with friends who may also benefit from this type of reflection, and simply extend the offering of an opportunity to be your best and most authentic self. Episodes in this 40 and 40 series will typically be less than 15 minutes and end with a question for you to ask of yourself. Please subscribe and return to join me in this journey as we build momentum along the way. Here we go. Going back to the expectations or the pressure we place on ourselves, I remember once I was reading some articles about procrastination, and quite a few of them talked about the fact that sometimes, because yes, it is definitely true that sometimes people procrastinate because they are lazy, whatever that really is supposed to mean, or that their priorities are not necessarily in alignment with that particular task. But a lot of the times people procrastinate because if they can't do something with perfect execution, they may not want to do it at all. If all of the circumstances, all of the conditions around achieving completing the task, if they don't all line up perfectly, people don't want to do it. And really that means that a lot of times procrastination can be born out of perfectionism. And I remember that when I saw that, it resonated so deeply because I already knew that I had perfectionist tendencies, but it had never occurred to me until then to correlate that with why it is occasionally hard for me to start or complete things. And so, even in what I've been talking about these past couple of episodes, in terms of if I was not able, if I had not been consistent with the daily content creation, with even planning ahead and, having the content calendar and, just all of these things that would have made this the perfect project, right? Which again, even as I say that aloud now, I'm like, okay, girl, no. But when I fell behind on the initial goal and started pressuring myself about it, and then of course that little voice in the back of my head got louder, oh well, now you have to do it like this, and oh well, if you're 5 behind now, then this weekend you got to record 10 so you can give yourself buffer, and all this stuff. And it's one, it's a personal project. I'm sharing it because I want to. I'm not under contract. I'm not getting paid for it. The deliverable is for myself. And yes, the commitments that one makes to oneself are extremely important. But at what cost? What really was the commitment for me in this case, right? So, as I'm thinking about the particulars of my situation, I invite you to think about what are some of the things that make you put tasks off. Is it because they're truly undesirable to do, or because you only want to do them if you can do them perfectly? Do you exercise patience and grace with yourself if you find yourself getting too close to a deadline or missing a deadline altogether? How do you treat yourself?